Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make a casserole. And the name of the casserole recipe is cheesy sausage zucchini casserole. I went ahead and preheated my oven to 325. I've got a cup of rice cooked, ready to add to this. This is ground pork sausage, the kind that you put in, you know, when you make breakfast recipes, and an onion. And I've cooked all of this. There's very little grease in it, so I'm gonna try to grab a paper towel and kind of dab this out a little bit, because you don't want that in there. But there's only so much I'm gonna be able to do with that, because I can't. There's no way of pouring it off. It's just not enough, you know. So we're just gonna kind of dab all that out. Move it over to the side. Dab that out a little. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some zucchini and fresh tomatoes. You're going to need 4 cups of zucchini. This was just 2 zucchini chopped up. About medium size. They were, I would say, closer to the small to medium size. And then 1 cup of tomatoes. And I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. And we are going to cook that until the zucchini is tender. And then we're going to have to add in the rest of our ingredients. So, hopefully it won't take long. This is like a perfect recipe for vegetables from the garden and how to, you know, use that. I did not have a garden this year. I normally grow some things. Sometimes I go crazy, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I grow very little, sometimes a lot, sometimes nothing. I just went and got a tomato plant from Lowe's so we can have some fresh tomatoes, but other than that, I didn't grow anything this year at all. Next year will be different. But I wanted to take a break. This is like the perfect recipe for surplus, and if you grow zucchini, you know that you will have tons of it. So I'm going to let this cook up until it gets a little bit more tender, the zucchini, and then I'll be right back with you for the rest of the recipe. Okay, y'all, so we got it just barely tender. We're going to have to stick it in the oven, so I didn't want it to get too mushy. Not just yet. Alright, so the next thing we're going to stir in is our rice. Now, I cooked this rice until the water dissipated. But if you've already got some pre-cooked rice, that'll be fine. You only need about a cup's worth. Alright. And just gonna stir this in. I've already got my burner turned off. This is not completely done, but I'm hoping that in oven it'll finish. So, but if you've got cooked rice that you've added to it, you know, that you've had beforehand, then you won't have to worry about that. Alright, we got that. We need a can of mushrooms. Now, this can is drained, and it's an 8-ounce can. I couldn't find the small cans, but the small cans, you need 2 of those, and they're 4 ounces apiece, so 1 8-ounce can should work. You can add as many or as little as you would like. I don't think it's going to really affect it. Just gives it some more extra little, I can't think of it. Just some extra vegetables. Alright, and then the next thing that we need to add is 8 ounces of Velveeta. And I've got that here. Oh, and let me do something real quick before we do that. We need a little bit of oregano to put in this. Just a little bit. and some salt and pepper to taste. I'm going to be a little bit generous with the salt. Okay. Stir that up real quick. Okay. Now, I'm going to stir this cheese in that I have diced up. But I'm not worried about, you know, it melting right now. It can melt in the oven. All we're going to do is just stir it together and throw it in a baking dish. Okay. Ugh, that stuff gets on your hands and it's just kind of yuck. Okay. So we'll stir this up. Okay. Let me get a baking dish. I'm going to just use my 9x13. I'm going to spray it real quick. And hopefully I can find a spot to put it that will not break it. Let me find a cloth or something to lay down. I wish I could show y'all, but I can't because that burner is hot. Let me transfer it and then I'll show you. Okay. Seems like a good amount of food for what little bit that, you know, I started with. Little bits of this, little bits of that. All right, we're gonna leave this in the oven, 325 for about an hour until the cheese is melted and everything's hot and bubbly, so leave it uncovered and just stick it in the oven. And in about an hour, you're gonna have dinner. I'll make sure and come back and we'll end this whenever it gets done. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished product. It tastes great. I didn't think it would, but it really does taste good. It was really quick and easy. A little bit of prep time is all it took to get it ready, and it tastes really good. I just cut some potatoes up and fried some potatoes and served that with it. But it could really go with anything. Anything can go with it, like another vegetable, or anything. It just tastes really good. I used pork sausage in it, but I think you could use probably any type, like maybe Italian sausage. You just have to take it out of the casing. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a taco bake casserole, and I've already got a majority of this done. So I'm going to go ahead and put everything back in here. You know, you're going to need about 1.5 pounds of ground beef cooked loose with a chopped onion, and you're going to drain it. Let me get all my onion because I didn't have that much and I want to get every last bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a packet of taco seasoning. Taco seasoning. And we're going to add about 1/2 cup of water to this. I don't feel like that's enough. So we'll put a little more. Okay. We'll cook this real quick. And you're going to do this just until it thickens. It's only going to take a couple minutes. Okay. And while that is cooking, you are going to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. We're fixing to add a bunch more stuff to it. Just trying to make sure that I have everything for this. So we're going to wait and let that thicken for a couple of minutes. Preheat your oven to 375. And you're going to need a 9x13 pan. You're going to have to get that ready to go as well. So we're going to do that too. Okay. Turn this up on high so we can get this going. Alright, so get all of my things ready. And this is really easy once we get our taco seasoning kind of thickened on here. And we're almost there. So you're not going to need much water. Because we're not going to drain this off. Go ahead and add everything to this. You're going to add refried beans, a whole can. You're going to add some sliced olives. And I did drain the olives, so there's that. And then you're going to need a 4-ounce can of green chilies, and you're going to add all that. So I'm going to get started. You're just going to stir it all in. And I use the fat-free refried beans. I just feel like those taste better. Let me get this out. That won't come out. Ugh. Okay. There it goes. Whole can of that. Okay. Can of diced green chilies. And a little small can of sliced black olives. I'm going to straw this in here together. Sorry if that's too loud. Just combine this together. Now, usually when I make a taco or Mexican, any kind of casserole, we use soft tortillas. This one's a little bit different. You're going to use hard shell tortillas. Okay, so this is heating up, and that's what we wanted it to do. All right, so we also need to put in our salsa. That's the only thing I haven't added. So you need about a half a cup's worth, and I don't want to eyeball this. I want to make sure that I put in just enough. I'm gonna cut this off because everything's good to go. We're just kind of warming it up. Half a cup of salsa or pecani sauce. This is pecani sauce. It's just a little bit more watery than salsa. Salsa is more chunky. Okay, all mixed together now. Okay. All right. So let me get set up for the next part of the recipe. I've got to get out my cheddar and I've got to get out my taco shells, and we can start. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. So you'll have a 9x13 pan, and you're going to take half of your taco shells, which I only have 12. The recipe calls for 15. And you're gonna just do this in the bottom of your pan. And then you should have enough to do this twice. Okay, so that's 6 taco shells because I split them in half. And then you're going to take and put half, I wanted to check my recipe, make sure, half of this over this. And we'll kind of spread it out just a little bit, but being very careful. All right. And then you're gonna need, I'm gonna check the measurement on the cheese. Okay, I just wanna make sure before I tell y'all. So a cup of cheese. Here, you're gonna use 2 cups of cheese, but you're gonna split this in half. Okay. 1 cup. All right. Then the rest of your taco shells here. There. Then your meat mixture. Now this is a casserole, but I'm gonna chop up some fresh vegetables and stuff. Lettuce and tomato. And some sour cream. We're gonna have some sour cream too. And we're gonna use that as well. Okay. And then amount of cheese. All right, I'm gonna get some more cheese and put on this. So you're going to put this in the oven, again, 375 for 20 to 25 minutes. The mixture is going to be bubbly and the cheese will be melted. Okay, I'll see you back here in a little while. Okay, y'all, finished product. Right now, I am getting ready to put some lettuce and tomato and things on top. So we're just gonna do a little bit. Just a little bit of red. So you don't have to do this. I just felt like it needed it. But you could definitely do without all that. But that's it. Maybe sprinkle some more cheddar on top if you want to. I did take some leftover Monterey Jack that I had and put that on there. But that's it, y'all. And I mean, you got some fresh vegetables, you got some dairy, you have some protein. I don't think you need anything else to go with it. If you did put anything with it, it could be like some sort of cilantro lime rice and maybe some queso dip and chips on the side, something like that. But this is a meal by itself. So make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.
You're the